Like a week and a half ago, I did a video about this brand, talking about how a lot of the experts and analysts out there were saying that we were at the end of the tunnel. Things were about to bounce back for Anheuser-Busch. Things were in the clear. All of those troubles are over. We are going to get back to normal. They will become number one again. Well, that is not what has happened. Instead, things seem to keep getting worse for them. I have two reports. One on their non-existent sales in some states. Some states, it's flat out just gone. No one's buying it. And then bars, which is a important place for this kind of product. It's not selling well there. In fact, its popularity in bars has collapsed, at least according to Newsweek. I am kind of shocked that this is still going. It's not slowing down at all. And I haven't even talked about it in a week and a half because there wasn't really any big updates. And I looked into it today, and all these articles are up about how much worse it's getting, no end in sight. And I just find that funny because not that long ago, we were told once again that the controversy is almost over. Well, that does not appear to be the case. Bud Light's popularity in bars has collapsed. Imagine that. So this is what really drives this. This is what really drives this movement, is the fact that sales are constantly reported. Constantly, people are told how effective what they're doing is. Like, listen to this. Union reported a 34% year-on-year drop in BL shares or sales share from the second quarter of 2022 to the second quarter of 2023. This took it from the number one spot to fourth place at Union's bars and restaurants. The top 10 beers are Dos Equis, Corona, Guinness, Modelo, Stella, and that other one. I've never heard of that beer, but it's apparently very popular. So it's not doing that well. Bud Light used to be a big seller at bars. It was probably number one at most of them. Clayton Dukes, general manager of Blind Tiger Pub in Charleston, South Carolina, which uses Union software, said Bud Light sales became almost non-existent when the boycott began. And speaking of that, that is the next thing. So Bud Light sales non-existent in some states now, while Miller Lite has pounced. Miller Lite is no better. No better. Same with Coors. Neither of them are better. They've both done shady stuff, but I suppose it's better than BL. Anything's better than Bud Light. So here are some of the states. The Carolinas, both North and South, have pretty much given up on Bud entirely, and California has essentially ignored the backlash. Shocker. So still selling well at California, doing well there. So this is complementary to what I just read. According to the hospitality consumption data platform Union, a report found that the April through June Bud Light sales share in the Carolinas fell 6.9% from 19.4 to 12.5. In the same 3-month period, Miller Lite sales increased by nearly 3 points to 16.4. Great taste, less filling. At first, I thought this was going to blow over pretty quick, but I think it's pretty apparent that this isn't going anywhere for a long time, Clayton Dukes, a GM at a Charleston bar, told the site. And then we have this. Where have the sales plunged the most? And this is what I thought was interesting. Probably not too much of a surprise, but apparently it's fallen in New York and New Jersey by 5%. Miller Lite has soared up by 2 points. They also add that in those two states felt that the sales in those two states fell nearly 11%. And how about this for a stunner? Bud Light sales in those two northern states actually plunged more than they did in Texas. Miller Lite, once again, rose nearly 13% in Texas, while Bud Light fell off around 5%. Looks like the Lone Star State is fully on the Miller Lite train, though. So, interesting stuff. Things are not getting better for this brand. And like that guy said, I don't think there's an end in sight. I don't know when this is going to end. I think it could go all summer, which is devastating for them. That's like losing. So Walmart, Target, all of those big retailer chains, like the majority of their business is done on Christmas. For a beer company, the majority of their business is done during the summer. So devastating losses for them. And surprisingly, no changes in the CEO, that marketing executive that put them in the problem that they're having. Still not fired, still on leave. It's it's such a shit show. How the shareholders for Anheuser-Busch aren't calling for that CEO's head, I have no idea. You would think they would be demanding that guy get fired. But he's still there after losing billions. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.